Wonderful morning to you out there from the studios of Teams at 94.1 FM. Yes, this is Monday. Today is Monday and Rise and Shine now continues. Yes, welcome back. Happy new month to you. And it's the Global Day for Parents. Yes, it's the Global Day for Parents. It's a day to honor and celebrate parents out there. But before we go into the program, I'd like to introduce you. I said on the first part of the program, sometimes around 7 a.m. when we started, that we'll be having a friend of mine from Iloko to join us on the program. Good to share this first day of the month with you, Dennis. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How do you do?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, people, welcome back. Yes, it's still Rise and Shine on Teams 94.1 FM. I said we'll be looking at, standing out, how to stand out among your peers, among your colleagues, at what you're doing, how to achieve a better result in this month of June, the 6th month in the year. Yes, your 2020 visions, all of the things that you have planned out for the year and then you've not achieved some of them. We want to look at how you can, better this new month, yes, and the days ahead. The program is Rise and Shine on Teams 94.1 FM. This new month, do not forget to shine brightly. Do not forget to shine brightly because it's going to be an amazing month for you and I. Lots of goodwill messages on my phone, and I'm sure on your phones too. You've got messages this morning about the month, stepping into the new month. The heavens will protect us, all of that. Prayers, wishes, and then goodwill messages on our phones. And it's a new month, it's expected. And then one thing you should not forget this morning is that time and tide waits for no one. I mentioned on the first part of the program earlier that, I've not heard of anyone who's been able to store up time to use data or backtrack time, because time is something, that does not even care whether you exist. Time does keep on running. It just keeps on running and running and running. And then before you know it, is the end of another 30 days. And then you have the 7th month on your hands, and then you're looking at, what is happening this month, this year is running to an end, and I've achieved not up to what I planned out. So we'll be looking at some of those things this morning. But before we go ahead, let's quickly give a shout out to parents at home. Dennis, is the Global Day for parents. So what do you think about parents, African parents, on a day like this? What do you have to say to them? It's their day. It's a day for parents globally. It was proclaimed by the UN, the United Nations, in 1994. Let's set a day aside to celebrate parents. So African parents listening to us at home, what do you have to tell them on this special day of theirs?
Well, I think on a day like this, celebrating parents or recognizing parents, it shouldn't just be a one-day thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think on a day like this, we should be grateful for all they do for us.
Mm-hmm.
You sit back and you look back, for adults like us, you look back to when you were a kid, school days, the nurturing, the troubles you went through, how they were able to help you through all of those troubles, and the support you even get up till even now.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's great, and it's a privilege to have people like that in our lives constantly and consistently, always giving us support.
Yeah, and there's one thing about parents, they never give up on you.
They never do.
They never do. I still got a message from my mom this morning. I forgot to call her yesterday. And the first thing this morning, she sent me a text. How am I doing? Happy New Year once. Such a beautiful thing, from parents. They never give up on you. Even when they feel like, maybe you're derailing or you're getting out of the way, they still come to tell you, my child, this is how you should do it. This is how you should go about it. They are our number one fans.
Yes.
I don't know if that resonates with you.
Yeah, it is. It does. They are.
the number one fans. Anything you're doing and then you don't have the support of your parents, forget it. You might not make it big in that endeavor. But if you have the support of your parents in whatever you're doing, trust me, you have all that you need for that endeavor. You have all that you need for that endeavor. So we are saying a big shout out to parents from all of us at Team 4.1 FM. And we on the program this morning, myself and Dennis, we're saying shout out to parents at home, our African parents, our mothers, our fathers, especially my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Teju. Show they are back in Ibadan. I'm saying a big shout out to them. Mommy and daddy, I love you so much. And I owe you a lot of things that I've become in life. I owe you a lot. And I'm still indebted to my parents as long as they live. I am indebted to them. And we'll be dedicating this special song to parents out there. It's a song that says, thank you, thank you, thank you, our dear parents. We will continue to love you. Welcome back. We are still on Rise and Shine on Teamset 94.1 FM, where we'll get you started and motivated for the day ahead. Today's Monday is usually a busy day on a day like this, despite the partial lockdown, yes, as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And don't forget, people, remember to always keep safe at a time like this. Go out with your nose masks, wear your nose masks. If you are not in an environment where you think you won't get water available, make sure you go out with your hand sanitizer. If you have water around you, continually wash your hand, and well, with soap, yes, clean water, and then with soap, continually wash your hand as frequently as possible. Someone recommended 1,000 times in a day. So by the time you wash your hands 1,000 times in a day, that's almost every time before you go to bed, and then you wake up following morning to do something else. This is the first day in the month of June, year 2020. You can watch us live on Facebook at Teamset 94.1 FM. I'll take that again. You can watch us live on Facebook at Teamset 94.1 FM, and also on YouTube at Teamset 94.1 FM. You want to know what's happening in the studio? It's a beautiful Monday morning, and we are doing this with Dennis Ikade. Yes, a friend from Iloko. We are looking at high performance this morning, how to stand out. That's actually what we'll be looking at this week. Same on Thursday. We'll continue the discussion on Thursday. But before then, we'll be looking at a little bit about distractions this morning. Distractions. Okay, you have January gone, February gone, March, April, May, and today is June. 30 days in the month of June. And then, okay, if you're like me, okay, I'm not going to give myself so much credit this morning because I've had a book that I'm writing that I never finished. I've been procrastinating. Okay, I have things that I'm supposed to do, some videos I'm supposed to edit, to post on social media. I have some projects lined up that I have not done because I've been procrastinating. And then I'm thinking, it's still May, and then this is June, and a lot of things. And I discovered that one of the things that's impeded my growth, so to say, my development personally, is distractions. And then one thing about distraction is that it's not just physical, it could be internal, it could be external. So we'll be looking at some of the things that distract us from achieving much this morning. You want to stand out, you must be able to destroy your distractions. Like one of my friends said yesterday was his birthday, or Osho Samuel. Okay, he posted a video on Facebook and then was talking about how to destroy one's distraction. You know, a lot of things you want to achieve in life, but there are distractions everywhere, and they won't go unless you push them to go. So we'll be looking at some of these things that distract us, and one of those things is the social media. Yes, and we can't do the social media without our phones, our smart what's it called now? Our smartphones, our gadgets like the laptop and all of that. Okay, so you have all of these things, and then there is lockdown, the COVID-19 induced lockdown, all this in quote. So there's this holiday going on, you don't have much to do. Say you're a student, there is a propensity that you will be addicted to your phone, and then you're on social media all day long. You have a lot of things to do and you're not doing it, and then you look at it, 24 hours is gone, like this is another day. Before you know it, it will be June the 2nd, June the 10th, and then we'll have Father's Day, June 21st. Then the next thing, June is over, and then you are like, what have I done? Like, what have I achieved this whole year? So we'll have Dennis talking about phones, how you can keep your hands away from your phone to do what you're supposed to do. I mean, I don't know, I've not tried it, but I think I'll do it this month. I'm praying for God. I'm praying to God for strength that I'll be away from social media for a whole week. Like a whole week seriousness. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be away from social media a whole week without touching my phone. Of course, I'll pick phone calls. Of course, I'll do that, but not being on social media. So how can we avoid some of these distractions? Then you remember that recently there are a lot of social media trends, trends on social media. The one that is popular now is now waiting with the settle. I think we see they settle. There's a type of
No.
Shomon age me.
Yes.
There's a type of fine boys like us. Now then the rush us. A lot of
Yes,
things.
yes.
Sweet Boys Association.
Yes.
10 years challenge. A lot of challenges out there on social media. You can get so much into it, and then you are distracted. You lose focus. You lose attention,
That's
and then
very
you're
true.
like, or just like, what have I done? Like, have not achieved anything. So let's hear from Dennis what he has to say about how you can keep your hands away from your phone to get a better focus on your career, on your plans, on your goals, your ambitions as a person. So we are touring personal developments this morning. It's Monday, and Monday is for serious business. So we'll have Dennis talk about that very quickly.
All right. Thank you very much once again. And I think we won't be lying if we say that the phones have really revolutionized how our lives are right now.
Right.
I mean, phones have gone from just tools for making calls, receiving text messages, sending
Almost our life now.
emails. Now they've been so integrated into our lives.
Lives,
It's everything. It's become virtually a part of everything that we do. From banking, getting cabs, Uber, traveling, getting, choice destinations you want to travel to. You do all of these things on your phones, getting information on social medias and from blogs to where, you could just get news from. The benefits are just too many. But the truth about it is this: as much as we get all of these benefits, there are downsides. And these downsides, whether we like it or not, they harm us so very, very, very much. So very, very much.
Especially when it comes to personal development.
Yes. And I think it's more among the young people. The right word to use is it's turned to an addiction. It's turned to an addiction,
Right.
where you realize that even before you put on your clothes, the first thing you're looking for.
It's your phone.
your-
Or before you
it's
even
your
stand up to
smartphone.
pray.
Yes.
Some of us even forget to eat breakfast before.
that bad.
It's like, seriously.
You
we need to get off that distraction. Phones.
It's crazy. You wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do, you turn probably, and then you find that blinking light on your phone. It just draws you, and all of these things just pull us down and keep our focus away from things that really, really matter. But the truth about it is this: how do we deal with this sucking in that this thing is doing to us? I was reading about this a while ago, and even more recently, and I figured that like I said earlier, it's an addiction. I figured that I had made this thing so much like it's like my skin. It's like a complete part of me. So what I think we could do is to, first and foremost, probably just put off notifications on our phones as much as possible. Make sure all those are turned off, especially when you need to do something
So
important.
one can actually control one's phone.
Yes, you can.
By putting on
Yes.
putting off the notifications
Yes.
on WhatsApp and
Yes,
Facebook.
you can. Just muting everything, putting off all those lights that tells you have a message, because
Okay.
those are some of the things that draw our attention. The social media, like you pointed out earlier.
Okay.
Like for the young people, everybody wants to be on the web, online, Snapchats and all of that. And when they post all of these things, they want to see comments. They want to know the number of likes. And, so that continuously draws them to always picking their phones. And some other things we could do is probably even get some apps. There are certain apps now that could also help us, just kill off how we use our phones.
Okay, like time management.
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of them across both the Android and the Apple phones.
Okay. So
I-
can you recommend some of them?
There's one in particular I read about. App Detox.
Okay.
It's like your
How does it work?
App Detox. What it does, it's that it takes your fixation off your phone. It's like your phone is your kryptonite. So what that does is that you set parameters on an app by app basis.
Okay.
Okay, and so you have access to them only when you need to. All right. So every time you take you set rules for yourself on those phones. Okay. If I go beyond this time, the phone goes off. If I go beyond this time, my attention is drawn and I have to drop the phone.
Okay, so they
like
have
that.
kinds of help you control
Your usage.
Yes. Oh, beautiful.
Yes, and even some of the phones, like I know for Android phones in particular, they have what they call a digital well-being. Okay, so what that does is it gives you an idea of how much time you spend on particular apps.
Okay.
Gives you an idea of how much screen time you have, and then you're able to, based on those analysis, drop some of the apps that take some of your attention, and then probably focus on the ones that benefit you, or probably even better still, just completely lay off the phone for such periods. And like you said, this lockdown period, a lot of people have turned to their phones. There's a lot of movie watching.
A lot of games to play.
A lot of games to play, and then you forget that you keep telling yourself that there's so much time, you have time to catch up on this and that, and before you know what's happening, just laying in your room because you can't go out, you lose track of time. It happened to me a couple of times, I can tell you. I just lay down, I'm watching a movie, I'm playing a game
all day long,
and before I know it, I've spent hours just doing that alone, and even forget food that I even have to eat. It's really that bad. And so some other things we could do is probably even delete some of these apps.
Okay.
I can tell you it's a difficult
You mean the
thing.
games app?
It's very difficult for people.
It could be, because I'm thinking about guys out there. Okay, they are the ones more prone to playing games on their phones. we ladies, I mean the female gender, I'm not trying to discriminate or I'm just saying that guys are more prone to playing games on their phones, but we do more of chats, going on social media to post videos, do videos and all of that. So I don't think that would be very, very easy, just like you said.
I think it borders on discipline. It borders on discipline.
I think that's the real word.
Because if you're not disciplined enough to tell yourself that there are a lot more important things out there for you to focus on, then you're going to have a problem. So deleting those apps, like I said, could also help. Sitting here right now, I can bet you that some of my friends who probably have heard you introduce me, I can hear me right now, be wondering, you want to keep me off my WhatsApp, you want to keep me off the Instagram. And the truth again is this: Instagram and WhatsApp seem to have pushed Facebook, somehow. Yeah. So then the other thing again to do is you could lay off your phone for like 30 to 60 minutes.
In a day?
At a time, yes.
You put it off totally?
Just put it off totally. Or probably just keep it
on
somewhere.
airplane mode?
Yes.
Okay.
And like I said, making sure that your notifications, like I said earlier, notifications are also put off. And then you could also just put off your phone completely. Outrightly, if possible, even for the whole day.
So you have a book like me, you have a book to finish up.
Yes.
Okay, and then you're thinking, okay, I'm going to spend a whole year to write this book. But mind you can spend 2 months
and
maybe 5 weeks to finish the book.
Yes.
You can actually do that. Okay, put off your phone for a period of say 2 weeks out of those 5 weeks and say that, okay, I'm going to be focused on writing this book.
Yes.
I'm going to be focused on, okay, how to improve my business. Okay, you have a small business and then you're looking at how to better improve it. Okay, you have to spend some time thinking.
True.
That's the truth. You want to become successful in life. You want to stand out among your peers. You're looking for a better output.
Yeah.
You should do some thinking.
True.
So there is a saying that thinkers are leaders, and then leaders are readers. So if you're not reading, you might not just reading. You're reading the right books. Not
True.
I'm looking at romance novels and all of that. They won't do you good. A lot of good. Trust me, they won't do you a lot of good, because I have gone through that phase in my life, and I look at becoming a better version of myself every day in what I do, in the career I have chosen. So I look at I tell myself, Olamide, get some sense. You need to read. You need to do some readings. You need to do some thinking. Okay, how can you better serve your audience? How can you better serve your readers? And then how can you better promote yourself and all of that. I don't look at myself and say that, okay, I want to remain in this same position that I am today. I want to be that greater person that I am today tomorrow. You know, tomorrow is always a good day to begin and start all over again, just like we have today. Is a new start, a new beginning. So start and look at yourself. It's a self-evaluation day. Evaluate yourself, reflect on all of those choices, all of those values that you have. Look at those things that are pending, your goals, your ambitions. Look at how you can bring them into fruition, like you bring them into reality, how you can make those things come into reality. So work it out this month of June. So, and stand out. You want to shine. We said this program is Rise and Shine. This program is not for people who want to be stagnant or remain in the same position. No, we want people who will become better versions of themselves tomorrow. So look at yourself right now. Evaluate yourself. Look at how you've been so drawn to your phone that you forget those goals, those plans that you have listed out. So, and set your priorities right. Okay, in setting your priorities right is doing what Dennis suggested, putting off your notifications, putting your phone on airplane mode when you have to read, when you have to study, or when you have to do something important. You just I saw something on Dennis' timeline. He said something, and I quote, that feed your focus, like feed it, like just like we eat every day. So you need food to survive every day. So everybody eats, at least you eat something every day. So he says, starve your distractions and feed your focus.
Yes.
Starve your distractions and feed your focus. So you are right there at home. This is a charge to you for the week ahead, for this new month. Starve your distractions. When you say starve, you are saying that put them on hold. Try to control them. I said distractions won't go unless you tell them to go. So starve your distractions and feed your focus. Feed your focus. Yes, feed your focus. Be a better version of yourself. We'll have this musical break coming from Michael Jackson doing Wanna Be Starting Something.
Starting something. 101 FM.
It's 45 minutes gone past the 12th hour of 9 a.m. Still on Rise and Shine on Timson 94.1 FM with Olamide Teju show. And then we have Dennis hanging out with us this morning as we are talking about personal development, how to stand out in all that you find yourself doing. There's a saying that whatever you find doing is what's doing well. Is that how he said?
Yes.
Okay, so whatever you find doing is what doing well. So wherever you find yourself today, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a business owner, whether you are a presenter like me, a journalist, a reporter, whatever you are doing, please make sure you give it your best and become the better version of yourself in what you are doing. And one of the ways to do that is to starve your distractions and feed your focus, just like Dennis said on his timeline. Okay, and stopping distractions. We talked about phones, yes, how to control your usage of phones, especially on social media. Okay, it is good to follow trends. Show my age, mean, and no matter where would still they set to Sweet Boys Association, 10 years challenge. What's this other one again? Okay, the K challenge, a lot of challenges, a lot of things on social media. What do we gain? Small girl, big God, everywhere stew. A lot of things on social media. Okay, show my age, Jimmy assurance. A lot of that on social media. Good to follow trends. As much as that is good, to show that you are, following what is going on in Nigeria. Okay, it is also important that you don't forget your focus. Don't forget that person in you that you want to become. Don't forget that picture of yourself you're seeing the next 5 years and the next 10 years. Okay, so you get on yourself, get to look at yourself and evaluate yourself. Okay, what have I achieved this year? Okay, at the end of the day, you will not have the COVID-19 pandemic to blame. Oh, trust me, you won't have it to blame. The next thing you just telling yourself is, I wasted time. So get the best out of this time. You don't have all the years, okay? I was listening to someone and the person was saying that, okay, you don't know the number of years you're going to spend on earth. Okay, this time that you have is a blessing. So make the best out of it. Yes. Make the best. You don't know what tomorrow holds for you, but you act in faith. Okay, act in faith and then give it your best. Give what you are doing. I'm a preacher of giving it your best. Give it your best, and trust me, you are going to be that successful person that you want to be. So talking about distractions, Danny still has something to talk about. Phones, how to keep your phones away as a source of distraction.
Okay, I think this is the last one I have here. It has to do with having replacement activities.
Oh, beautiful! Yes. I think I like that.
Having replacement.
Instead of using your phone, you have some other activities lined up to do.
And even before I go into that, I think it's also important to realize that for whatever we do, you need to ask yourself this question: am I deriving any form of value from what I'm doing?
That's on social media, right?
Yes, whether social media or any activity at all that you find yourself. But since we're talking about phones here right now, you ask yourself the number of time you're spending on your phone in a particular day or within a particular period. How much value are you actually getting? You know,
that's a big question to ask yourself.
Yes, it is, because if you're not getting value and all you're doing is being online because everybody is online, you know, you're on social media because everybody's on social media, you realize that all you're just doing is just following, how's it said? You're just busy following every other person. Meanwhile, you don't have a vision for yourself.
And mind you, those people that we try to follow, they already made it.
Yes.
They already made it.
And that's the funny part.
And then there's you that's still trying to hustle and make it in life, and then you spend all of your time on social media.
All that time.
That won't get you anywhere.
Craving for comments and likes, you know, it's crazy. So I have a few of such activities. You could read a book, write a book like you're doing right now. Yeah. Then probably, because it's the lockdown, clean your house.
Yeah.
You know,
I am sure you're shaking. This is a table for guys. I don't know it's the same for ladies, because we're always doing the cleaning. Like I
don't think so. I don't think
Why?
so. Because like someone like me.
Okay.
I've had a few times where some of my friends, even some of my female friends, come to my house, colleagues and all, and then they ask, "Is this a hotel room?"
Oh.
Because I'm particular about having to put things where they're supposed to be. My wardrobe, I'm always taking clothes out, folding them back, and putting them back. You know, arrangements in my rooms. I shift things all of the time. You know, just because I want to. Okay, this looks better this way.
Not because someone is coming over.
Not because anyone
you just want to do it for yourself.
Yes, because I'd like to come into my room and I feel at peace. I'm at peace.
I think I like that.
You know,
you want to write, you want to sing, you want to have some meditation in such a room. It's you have a free flow of inspiration.
I'm telling you.
But if you have everything, everything scattered around, no, trust me, you will have the best of the inspiration.
It also helps with you having to find some items where you keep them. You know, I can tell you if I left a particular item somewhere, it's easy for me to retrace. I just close my eyes and I'm seeing how I moved, you know, because I don't have things, you know, all around.
Okay, guys, I hope you just listen to Dennis. Clean up your space. Like, that's coming from Dennis, not me. I didn't say it. Okay, Dennis is saying clean up your space, your room. Get it cleaned up. Get those clothes folded up and do some necessary arrangements. Put the right things in the right places. So it's not for that girl that's coming over. No, it's for you. You're doing it for you. And also to ladies out there, you're doing it for you. Okay?
Let me add this. She mentioned she was pointing at the guys when she was saying this. So let me just say it goes across both the guys and the girls.
Okay.
So you could also step out of your house, take a walk in the evenings in particular.
Okay.
You could take a walk.
You know, the lockdown would have started from 5 p.m.
Yes.
But that would be in your environment.
Yes.
And you have your face masks on.
Yeah. Then over the course of this lockdown, I've had to attend a couple of webinars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Online.
Yes. I've attended some webinars. I've attended some training sessions also online. Okay. So what those things do, it's for the webinars, they're live, you know, on Zoom, and so my attentions are shifted away from
social media, especially
social media. So that's what my focus is. You could learn a new language. I think that you also be fiddling with your phone.
Yes,
doing that.
But you're getting something of value. Yes,
you're getting value.
Yeah. Okay, I think I saw something around Spanish. Okay, learning Spanish. It looks like something I want to do. I think that is a good thing to look forward to learning a new language on the internet. Okay, so that means you are the one overcoming the internet, not the internet overcoming you. Yes, thank you. That's the word. Okay.
And whether we like it or not, a lot of these apps were designed deliberately. The WhatsApp app, the Facebook, Instagram, and all those things were designed deliberately to take our time, whether we like to believe it or not. And
To take our time.
They seem to make life easier for us, but they take a lot also from us. They take a lot from us.
And that comes with the distractions that come with it.
Yes.
There's a particular day that I noticed that I chatted for almost 6 hours. And I looked at myself, I looked at myself, I say, did I just do the 6 hours on WhatsApp? I was chatting my friends, although I had missed them. I saw many of them online. My classmates in school, I started chatting them, We had a lot of things to talk about. And then I checked out the time. I discovered that I had no breakfast. I had no lunch. It was around 3 p.m. Okay, after I finished praying around 10 a.m. And then the next thing, I was checking the time, 3 to 4, and I had no breakfast. No, I was on social media. Now, I wanted to give myself a big knock on that day. And I told myself I won't do that again. Like, seriously, I won't do that. Not at a stretch. Maybe at intervals to make the best out of my time, especially in a day. We all have 24 hours in a day. Everyone, we all have access to 24 hours, but it depends on you. What do you do with that time?
Yes.
What do you do with that time? So in all, what we are saying this morning, because we have to round off now, keep away distractions. Destroy your distractions. Okay, sort out your priorities, clean up your home, get some other activities to do other than being on social media. Okay, get something doing. You could take up courses, you could take up learning a new language, especially these new months. So that at the end of the COVID-19 induced holiday, you have something to say that, this is what I did for my own personal development.
Yes.
So don't follow others. Don't do follow. I always say that. Don't do follow to be on social media, to participate in a challenge. I'm not saying it is bad, but just make sure that you are adding value to yourself this period. There are times that you need to go offline. Yes. There are times you need to go offline because your phone, the social media can be your biggest source of distraction.
Yes.
So, and then when you set a deadline for yourself, on a final note, when you set a deadline for yourself, it will help you to, to better manage your time. You tell yourself, okay, in the next so days, I must have completed this course. In the next so days, okay, I must have listed out plans to help myself get a better advantage in